If you show this publicly, you're open for a lawsuit. Okay?
I even have an eyewitness who saw them film Apollo 11 at Cannon Air Force Base, their special ops headquarters, in June of 1968, who confessed, as he was dying and fearing the judgment of God, that he was a murderer. He murdered a coworker at Cannon Air Force Base in 1968. The military police conducted an investigation into the murder right before he died. When they asked him why he murdered his coworker, the former chief of security at Cannon Air Force Base said that they had both eyewitnessed the filming of the first moon landing at their base in 1968, a year beforehand. His coworker thought that it was morally wrong. They were going to tell a reporter in order to expose it to the public, who he felt had a right to know, and the security chief murdered his coworker to keep the moon landing fraud a secret. Funny thing to say while you're dying of cancer, if it weren't true. All of this I verified, and I write about it in great detail in this amazing deathbed confession in my book, Moon Man, The True Story of a Filmmaker on the CIA Hit List, which is available at Sabrel.com. The whistleblower's surviving son confirmed that all of this is true in my research for the book, and the son was even recently threatened with death, face-to-face, by 2 CIA agents for telling me this information. The United States Senate Intelligence Committee, the FBI, and even the White House press secretary were involved investigating these illegal death threats made by rogue CIA personnel against American citizens. President Kennedy's own nephew, who has more access to the JFK files than Oliver Stone, says that the CIA killed their own president because he was going to shut them down because of so much corruption in that agency. Defense Secretary during the Vietnam War, Robert McNamara, said before he died that the entire alleged attack on a U.S. ship by North Vietnam, because of which Congress entered the war, was entirely fabricated and never happened. Thus, the corrupt federal government killed their own duly elected president and needlessly slaughtered 58,220 of their own soldiers. So I do not think faking an image of the moon on television is too corrupt for them. If it were not for people's emotional attachment to this pride-puffing event, they would see the sad, despicable facts as they are, just like the world's most advanced and completely impartial AI did. Or is the most advanced AI in the world stupid? Alleged anti-deep state people like Glenn Beck, who recently interviewed me about my book without reading it and criticizing my book's 16 supportive interactive video links without watching them, fawn over moon astronauts like they are gods, instead of the accessory to numerous murders of innocent Americans that they are. In Beck's mind, I know America has gotten bad, but at least we went to the moon. No, Glenn, it is that bad. Wake up and smell the manure. The bitterest truth.
Bruh.
Who said you walked on the moon when you didn't. Calling the kettle black if I ever thought of saying I misrepresented myself.
Away from me.
You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
You want me to knock you in the head?
Well, I want you to swear to God on the Bible that you walked on the moon.
Okay.
If you walked on the moon, we're given the opportunity to swear to God that you walked on the moon.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to get the hell knocked out of you if you don't leave me alone.
So why don't you just put the end to the record in the argument and put your hand on the Bible, swear to God you walked on the moon.
Mr. Cybro, knowing you, that's probably a fake Bible.
Well, you're talking to the wrong guy. Why don't you talk to the administrator in NASA? We're passengers. We're guys going on a flight.
I don't hit people, but you're going to be on the deck unless you get
I'm heading out. I appreciate it.
and get the hell out of the house.
It's okay.
Well, I've
take your stuff and get the out.
Why don't you quote me and say it's bull? And the shadows in the wrong place. I don't give a damn about all that.
of lunar orbit being falsified.
Being falsified?
Correct. We've got an unedited tape from a source at the Johnson Space Center.
That's totally nonsense.
We're going to lead again. It's been a long time. It's over 25 years. Today we're taking a crucial step to secure America's future in space by reviving the National Space Council after it has been dormant almost 25 years, if you can believe it. If you can believe it. If you can believe it. Today's announcement sends a clear signal to the world that we are restoring America's proud legacy of leadership in space.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen, so
Because this is fascinating. I remember very clearly, I think anybody who was alive at the time does. I remember my parents waking me up and we went down and we watched you guys land on the moon.
No,
which
you
was
didn't. No, you didn't.
What?
Because there wasn't any television. There wasn't anybody taking a picture. You watched animation. So you associated what you saw with...
I have very hazy memories.
I know.
It was the window shot. There was a lot of suspicious things, but I said, you know, I'm not going to say for certain it was fake. And then I saw that footage and I said, it's over. A news director at NBC says it proves beyond a doubt that the moon missions are fake, and he refused to broadcast it for fear it would cause a civil war. 10 years later, a new news director at NBC sees it. They fly me to New York. They put me up in the Waldorf Astoria Hotel. They offer me thousands of dollars for the exclusive rights to broadcast it nationwide, proving the moon missions are fake. They get a call from the federal government telling them not to do it, and they back down. That's how condemning that footage is. You see that? However, that's because I'm a cinematographer. That's what gets it for me. Some people say it's the expressions of the astronauts at their one and only group press conference, where they look like they're at the funeral of their mother instead of the winning locker room at the Super Bowl. You can clearly see, if you're looking at psychology, that they're lying and they regret it. 4 out of 5 people who watch A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon, if you haven't seen it, just go to Sabrel.com. It's on the homepage for free. 4 out of 5 people who previously thought the moon missions were real changed their mind. Now, out of that group, 4 out of 5 are convinced because of the window shot, the footage I uncovered of the crew of Apollo 11 faking being halfway to the moon with a 1-foot model of the Earth. The lights come up and you see it's a 1-foot model of the Earth. Yeah. Dated 2 days into the flight, with the CIA on a third track of audio telling them to fake a 4-second radio delay as if they're beyond Earth orbit, which they never left. And 50 years later, they still cannot leave Earth orbit.
What can make this ship vanish if there is no curvature in between the person and the ship? Convergence, maybe? You guys need to wrap your head around this concept, or you'll forever think you're in outer space spinning on a rock where monkeys turned into talking people. The only reason you can see the sun, the stars, and the moon is because they are not millions of miles away from you. You've been finessed. Why? I have no idea. I don't have all the answers. I'm just pointing out the obvious. You can either take it or leave it. It's up to you. But this is your reality. Your perception of reality will not change the facts. And to see this, you need only to be a critical thinker. I think that's the issue here. Most globe enthusiasts don't think critically. And then you call us people who do think critically conspiracy theorists, when you guys are the ones with all the damn theories. The theory of relativity, the theory of evolution, the Big Bang theory, the theory of gravity. Everything about this globe that you believe in is dependent upon theories. And all they have to do is put the word scientific before theory, and you're sold on it. That's wild. Y'all enjoy being lied to. I can't even understand it.
Jonathan.
Poor idiot.
Look, come close, Jonathan. You're a fucking idiot. Stringers won $5. Witless is so dumb he doesn't even mistake the denied stuff, so, you know.
Jonathan is so precious. He obviously just got his introductory to Flurf packet from the first day of Flurf camp. Flurf summer camp.
He doesn't even know what those veins are. Oh, bless.
Yeah, he says that gyroscopes are essential for maintaining an aircraft's level. They do so by preserving the axis of spin in the direction they were initially spun up. But he has no clue, because he's not done his own research, as all the flat Earth priests say they should do. He neglected to do that. Jonathan, if you...
I'm going to do this. I'm saying it out loud. And I go, and I hold it out for a selfie, and he starts leaning in. I go, don't touch me. I take the picture, and he goes, somehow he goes, I think that you really believe the Earth is flat. And I said, Jaron thinks that you believe what you say is true. I go, but I know it's not. I know that you do this because you're probably in some deep trouble, and you've agreed to do this to avoid being in that trouble. And he just looks at me, and he walks away. And truth. I have the truth spirit in me. And this guy is evil, lying, satanic scum. My hand still feels messed up.
I'd go wash it.
I've washed it twice already, and I'm telling you, my hand has like this weird, horrible energy feel to it. I want to get like a wire scrub brush. Some energetic thing happened when I touched.
Belgian Swiss physicist Auguste Piccard, 1931, first to reach for the stars, was the first to explore the air view stratospherius, a scientist curious to see what was there. An aluminium black ball gondola, helium balloon, hydrogen with photos and instruments, sailed